um, before we start. So, welcome everyone to this webinar. My name is Karin Jonegård and I work at the International Office as an International Coordinator. And I'm going to introduce my colleagues here. Sarah, do you want to start?
Yes, hi, my name is Sarah. I also work as an international coordinator at the International Office here at the University of Skövde.
And we also have Henrik. Please
Yeah,
introduce yourself.
yeah, I'm Henrik Engström, professor of informatics here at the university. I've been working with our game educations for a long time, and I'm currently the program coordinator for one of the master's program that we will talk about. And I work tightly together with my colleague Per Backlund, who's the program coordinator for the other program.
Perfect. Thank you so much. We will go through the agenda, and I'm handing it over to you, Sarah, to just introduce them all.
Absolutely, yeah. So here we have the agenda for what we're going to do here today at the webinar. We will try to make this webinar as informative for you as possible so that you can make a well-informed decision when you're applying to our university in the autumn. First, we will talk about Sweden and our town Skövde, and we will also introduce you to our university. And after that, you will get a chance to talk to Henrik, who is here. And as he said, he's the program coordinator for one of the programs. You can ask him questions. We'll also move on to talking about student life, tuition, living costs here, and of course, scholarships opportunities for you. And then you will also get to meet one of our very successful students, Dawn, who will come a little bit later and talk to you guys and give her idea what it's like to study here with us in Sweden. Finally, you will, of course, after hearing all of this, want to know how to apply to our university, and we will try to guide you through that process as best as we can. And we'll finish everything off with a Q&A at the end. So if you have any loose ends or any questions that you're still wondering, we are going to be answering them at the end. So during the webinar, the Q&A box will be open. So just post any questions that you have there and we'll get back to everything at the end of the webinar. So don't worry, we'll get to your question in time. And just to inform you, we work a lot with QR codes in this presentation. So have your phones ready and screenshot the QR codes so that you can come back to them later because there's important information in all of those QR codes that you will probably need. Yeah, so let's begin. And over to you, Karin.
Yes, exactly. We usually mention this like Sweden. We might be a little nation, but we have done quite a big impact. There's a lot of famous inventions. I don't know if you have heard about Tetra Pak or the dynamite. The dynamite is really famous because there was this guy called Alfred Nobel who invented the dynamite, and he became a very wealthy man. And he decided to do the Nobel Prize. And we put a lot of our money, of our GDP, I think it's called, into research here in Sweden, which meant that we have fostered a lot of Nobel Prize winners. Svante Pääbo won the Nobel Prize just like a couple of years ago. He's a Swedish researcher. There have also been a lot of famous researchers winning the prize who have conducted some of the research in Sweden as well. So we've put a lot of pride in that we have done a big impact in a lot of ways, a lot of inventions. Bluetooth, another one is also the vacuum cleaner, as mentioned, Tetra Pak, so many different inventions. And yes, and I'm thinking when we're talking about Skövde, Skövde has also done quite an impact in a lot of ways. I'm going to let you talk about that, Sarah.
Well, in Sweden, we have something that's called lagom, and you see it on the screen here, the word lagom. And lagom means just the right amount. It's not too little, it's not too much. It's the perfect amount. And that is kind of what Skövde is actually. It's right in the middle between two of our biggest cities here in Sweden, Gothenburg and Stockholm, which you might have heard of before. It's also almost perfectly located in between two other capitals here in the north of Europe, which is Oslo in Norway and Copenhagen in Denmark. So Skövde is actually the location is very lagom, you could say. And if we move on to the next slide, we can also see that Skövde is very lagom. Skövde is a city where it's very calm, surrounded by greenery and tranquil scenery. And yeah, you can see some images here. The lower right, you have Billingen, which is our mountain. It's very beautiful, but it's not very big. It's just lagom, 300 meters above sea level. And we find that to be the perfect amount here in Sweden, actually. You can also see some images from our city. And on the right there, you also see the monastery in Varnhem, which is almost 1,000 years old, and the history of that is definitely worth discovering when you come here. But we also have something else that makes us not very lagom, because Skövde is also the best student city in Sweden. And you don't have to take our word for that, because we actually won the award this year for Sweden's best student city, the Student City of the Year. And that award was given out by the Swedish National Union of Students. And a little secret to you, this is actually the second time that we win that award, so we're very proud of that. So it's a great city that you're coming to. You're coming to the best student city in Sweden if you apply to Skövde, and I definitely think that you should. So, Karin, tell us a little bit about our university then.
I would love to do that. Our university was established by an act of the Swedish Parliament in 1977. And we were a public institution, a public university, under the Swedish Minister of Education and Research. And what I like with the university is that we are this kind of fusion between the old and the new. You can see here these beautiful pictures from our campus. It's all the different seasons. And you will have the pleasure of enjoying all of them. For now, it is the autumn, and it's so beautiful with all the colors. You can see them in our background pictures here, all of them. It looks like this. It's just amazing. And then we have the winter, we have the snow, and then the spring comes, and of course the summer. It's just amazing. And as you can see here on the picture as well, we have like this mix of old and new buildings. And the old buildings are actually old military buildings that we have updated with, new technology and decor as well. And this is amazing. When you see the beautiful outdoor facilities, you can sit outdoors. You have perfect Wi-Fi. You can even plug in your computer and sit and do your group work there and study. So it is a really great place to be, both indoors and outdoors. And some short facts about the university, Sarah?
Of course, yeah. So just for you to get an idea, we're a university of, I wanted to say approximately 11,558 students, but that seems pretty precise to me. So let's say we're somewhere around there, right? We're 495 staff. 2/3 of that is actually academic staff. So we have a lot of academic staff here at our school to support all of you when you come here. We have more than 60 nationalities, 24 international programs, 130 partner universities in more than 30 countries, 450 incoming international students yearly. So you're definitely not going to be alone here. And 90 outgoing exchange students yearly as well. So we're a very international campus, I would say.
And yes, and here is also a picture of the University of Skövde. And you can see the blue line indicates where the university is located. The green line is where the Skövde Science Park is located. And then where the pink line is indicated is like a shared facility where the left part, I'm so bad with left and right, but the left part belongs to the university and the right part belongs to the science park. It is like a really amazing facilities because it encouraged the surrounding business community to meet up with our researchers and teachers. They will meet in the dining place. It's like a restaurant where they can sit and eat and also discuss ideas. So it's like we're really an integrated part of the Skövde Science City here. And the science park, science park is growing. So they keep on just building more buildings and more companies are coming here. It's really an amazing thing that is going on for the moment here. And yes, and the University of Skövde, we're a very specialized university. We have 5 schools. We have the School of Bioscience, we have the School of Engineering Science, we have the School of Health Sciences, we have the School of Business, and the School of Informatics. And Games is located in the School of Informatics. And just some short information about the School of Informatics. The head of school is called Henrik Rydén. They have about 2,568 students. We have 92 employees, 12 professors. A special focus are computer science, artificial intelligence, serious games, and some of the subjects, as you can see here, are within informatics, data science, cybersecurity, integrity, user experience design, game development, media arts, aesthetics, and narration. And now I'm going to let you meet Henrik, who's going to talk a bit more about the game programs that he and Per Backlund is responsible for. I don't know if you want to share a PowerPoint. Sorry, we can't hear you. Can you unmute yours?
Oh, yes. Sorry. Yes, I want to share. I send a request to be allowed to share.
Perfect. I
No,
think I can share now.
I think I can do it now.
Mm.
So here we go. You see it?
Yes, perfect.
Oh, yes. Thank you for joining this session, and I will say something about the two programs that I work mostly with, and they are both focusing on game development. And I can say it to start with that this is the first year we offer two different 2-year programs. We've been running a single 2-year master's program in game development for 5 years. So the whole setup is not new. It's more or less that we split the 1 2 year we had into two. A lot of this that I will talk about are the same as before. First of all, games in Skövde. We started with games in Skövde 2002 when we launched our bachelor programs in game development. The slide Karin showed had said that we specialize in serious games. I would say we specialize in game development. The research has mainly been in serious games, but the undergraduate programs we have is the biggest in Sweden, and that's focused on game development of entertainment games. And then we have 4 master's programs, more or less focusing on games, and we have doctoral students in games. And when we started 2002, Skövde had no game companies at all, and there was nothing in Skövde. But then when the students came and started, they started to launch companies, and we soon got a game incubation, which was very successful, and we got a lot of successful game companies, and I'm sure you've heard of some of them. And it has always been going back to the lagom. Skövde is lagom big to have everybody close to each other. So we've been joining these different parts of the ecosystem that we call it into something we call Sweden Game Arena. And it's the municipality, the universities, the incubator, the science park, and the game companies working together with games. So Skövde has become per capita the biggest game cluster in Sweden. Of course, the capital, Stockholm, has most game companies, and also Malmö, the third city, has a lot of game companies. But Skövde is really, I don't know, 30th biggest city in Sweden or something like that. And we're like the third or fourth biggest game environment. So when you come to Skövde, you will notice and you will meet a lot of people that are into games. And that is one of my main argument to come to Skövde. Maybe our educations are not best in the world. Maybe we are not have the fanciest nature. We don't have a sea. We don't a lot of things we don't have. But there are a few places where you will meet so many people that are really into games and from all different disciplines, and that is a unique environment, I would say, to come to. And the game development master's program are two years programs that are closely linked, and they differ with 30 credits, you can say. where one has a specialization in player experience and one has a specialization in serious games. But most things are shared. So 3/4 of the program are shared between these two. And both have a main focus on game development. So what is game development? Um, I like to highlight the quite unique mix of things that games are. Games are the digital games are quite advanced IT products where requiring a lot of tech specialization and programming skill, etc. But it's also a cultural product. It's requiring creativity and artistic values and art, sound, and so on. And it's opposed to other cultural expressions, it's interactive. So the player plays a central role. And this creates a very complex situation when we should learn how to make games because we can see it in so many ways. And this image illustrates that different disciplines, different specializations will have a bit more narrow focus on some part of this. The tech person looks here, the art person looks here. And tech people and art people have differences. And we have seen in the past in many game companies, in academic context, that there are conflicts between the tech perspective and the art perspective. What one unique thing with game companies and game development is that all these people, all these different peoples, they sit in the same boat. If you are to make a game, you need to find a way to do this together. So we need mediation. We need people who can understand many perspectives. And this is where we are very much in our ambition to highlight this importance of joining people with different backgrounds to understand this activity that is game development. So when you study here, first of all, we admit students from different backgrounds. It's not only like traditional IT programming kind of students. We have a broad definition of informatics, where we say that if you work with digital production tools in your bachelor, if you study media production in some way, you can be admitted to our program. So we get a mix of students, both nation-wise, but also disciplinary-wise. And together we explore the theoretical and practical field of game development. And the complex process that game development is. So to do this, we believe that game design is a core competence everybody needs. So that's for everybody. Then we also highlight the central role of playtesting and interdisciplinary collaboration. And then we also talk a lot about the difference between doing game development in the wild as opposed to making it for research or teaching or etc. So we want students to have a close eye on the games industry and as far as possible find collaboration with game companies and so we encourage that a lot. And then there are some things I usually get questions like this. So I add a slide what you will not study. I know there are game educations elsewhere that are very different from ours. So one thing that we don't focus on is the craft of making some of the polishing of a tooth in that monster. So we don't have programming courses or game engine courses or very focused courses on how to do specific things when it comes to game production. However, it's possible in the third semester, I will come to that, to pick courses, for example, if you do international exchange, to complement some of this. But the mandatory courses don't have that nature. So we assume that people come to this program with a bachelor's degree in something that is relevant for games. Could be animation, music, writing, game writing, programming. It could be different things. So not everybody needs to know programming. That's a question I get a lot. Do I need to know how to program? No, you don't need to know how to program. The thing is that together we lean very much on the fact that we get a mix of people. So somebody will know how to program, some will know how to do art and modeling, etc. And that has worked for the 5 years now. So I hope it will continue to work fine. So a quick overview of the courses that are included. And here you have a split on the left part for the player experience and the right part serious games. And as you can see, you have a shared course the first semester in game design. And then it differs between the two programs. So both have an applied course, player experience in practice is one applied course, and project serious games is one applied course. And then both has a research and development course. And now I realize this is wrong. Sorry. This row shouldn't be here. It's a new slide. You see it? Here, you see those two. It's in the second semester. Then you have in your specialization advanced topics, either in player experience or in educational games, the serious game side. So that's the specialization. That's the difference. Now the difference is no more. And the rest of the semester, you take a course in experimental game evaluation, which it's a little bit like a research method course. And then you have two courses focusing on game development in the wild. One that look at the research done on game companies, and one that looks at the company activities, either through active participation in a game company or by studying communication that game developers have had, for example, in Game Developers Conference. So that's the first year. The second year, the third semester this is one of our nicest features in the programs, that the third semester is super flexible. We encourage people to go on international exchange because that is really opens up a lot of opportunities, and it gives you an experience that is really valuable, in particular for those students who come from Sweden, who are like haven't moved. International students, I can understand if you don't want to move twice, but we've had a lot of international students who, for example, feel like this is a great opportunity for me to take exchange in the United States, because it's the study fee will not be higher if I go to US compared to stay in Skövde. And otherwise it can be much more expensive to go to US to study. So you can go as international students, but many stay. And then you have a number of electable courses you can pick from. We have game projects, which has some elements of business planning, and we collaborate with the incubator. So the end of the game project is to pitch your game to our incubator. And then we have courses from a 1-year master's program in digital narration. So those courses, research creation, media production, advanced research perspectives on world building, and narrative and new media as an area of research, they are more towards humanities perspective on games and media production. So they are electable. Then you can pick the courses from the other specialization. So if you go player experience, this player experience program, you can pick serious games courses. If you go on the serious game program, you can pick player experience courses. And then the fourth semester, you have a degree project, master dissertation in focused on game development. So that's an overview. A few words about the specializations. Player experience. Player experience is very much about understanding how you can evaluate the experience the designer are aiming for when you design a game. So the specialization focuses on methods and techniques to study the player experience. And as the player base grows, becomes more and more important to understand how to do this. The traditional way to make a game is to make a game that you want to play yourself and hope for the best. But if you want to make games to include more people than yourself, then player experience evaluations are very important. And this is an area which has been tightly or very much inspired by prior research on interaction design and human-computer interaction and research methodology. This is player experience. And the courses, you have an R&D course, which is theoretical, reading papers on research on player experience, and you have a assignment to write about it. Then you have the player experience in practice, which is mostly practical, that where we have group work where you work towards an external developer, ideally a game developer. It's sometimes hard to find enough game developer companies, but we aim to have game development companies that want something evaluated, and then the group designs test for that. And then the advanced topics course is a theoretical course where you study deeper onto a topic of your choice and write a paper about it. The serious game specialization is focusing on serious games. And what's serious games? We define it as games that engage the user and contribute to achievement of a defined purpose other than pure entertainment. So we say that a serious game is a game where you have an additional aim with the game to learn, train, teach in some way. The Chinese word is functional games, which is commonly used there, and it's in many ways a better term, because serious games in some way implies that other games are not serious, which we definitely believe they are. So the structure of the courses there are very similar. The R&D course, you read papers and you write a report on it. In the project series games, here you develop a game. So it's a team project where you should make a game prototype together with an external client who's the one who has the serious part. And in the past, we have had a lot of different clients from the police, ambulance, firefighter organizations, dentists, schools, science centers, a lot of different clients that want a game. So this is more hands-on development. And in the educational games advanced topic, it's focused on educational games, which are the most common type of serious games, and dig deeper into pedagogical factors and school factors. But so it's theoretical, but has some applied work as well. So these are the tightly integrated programs. And as I said in the beginning, Per is the program coordinator together with me. I officially is the program coordinator for the player experience and Per for the serious games. But we have a lot of collaboration and work together. So we strongly want to present this as one program with two specializations, which we've had before, but we can't. The reason we split it is that we couldn't. You couldn't make the choice when applying otherwise. So the only way we can get equal big groups is to have it like this. But it's one united program in most ways. So this is another way to see it. If we say that the green parts are the game development part in the program, and the purple is player experience. In year one, you have 50% game development, 50% player experience, and then in the year two, you have this either international exchange or a possibility to have almost 30% serious games. Then if we look at the difference here, it's mainly the first half, the first half of the first year, half of the first year. So the difference is small between these two. And if you pick in the third semester the other courses, the only difference is that you can't have two special advanced topics courses. So we recommend to apply to both to increase the chances to get admitted, and then pick if you really want serious games and you get admitted to player experience, you can take the most of the serious games in the third semester. Okay, I think that was all questions.
Yes, thank you so much, Henrik. We have already 3 questions here, so we will go through them. When exactly should I choose my specialization when I'm unsure and or interested in both? You mentioned a bit that, but please mention it
Yes,
again.
it's the first time we do it as this. And Dawn, who will join in the session, she's been a student on the previous version, the 1-2 year master program. So she can answer about this from the old system. Then you choose the first weeks in September. Now you need to choose when you apply and put the order between them two at that stage.
I mean, Dawn, you are here. Do you want to answer? Or I mean, since we're
Yes.
asking now, it's
Yeah, I'm
okay.
here.
Perfect, thank you.
I hope I still remember. I think that it was like during the first week we will have introductory course that actually introduce both specializations, and then we have something like another week time to make your decision.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
it
it was like that. It was like that. But now
my year, right?
it's half year earlier you need to make the choice.
So it's like before you
Yeah.
apply. Okay.
Yeah.
But I would say, but it's just the application stage that changed, but they still have a chance to select the courses from the other direction in their second year, right? This
Yes.
is
Yes.
still the same. Yes.
That's
So
Thank you so much, both of you. How open is the program to students from a non-game related background?
the application process, the reviewing of degrees is a bit convoluted. We say that if you have studied something in informatics or media science similar, then you are qualified. And we know that in many countries there are no game educations, and you can have a passion for games. You need to be considered, what do you say, behörig?
Eligible? You say that?
Eligible. And then you will be considered. Unfortunately, we don't have any portfolio reviewing, etc. But we expect people to be interested in game development and want to learn the game development. And many times, most of the times, people who have not studied game development have done game jams or worked on solo projects and have a passion for doing games and so on. So we, it's not a formal requirement, but it's quite common.
that's me because I am not from a game related background. I was from art history, so it was quite a different track. But I selected the game design as like electable course in my bachelor, and after that I just took part in some game jams, like Henrik said, like game jams and short term game development workshop, and I just put them in my CV when I applied. CV? Or it's just something. But
I
I
don't think
think there was.
I don't think that was considered when you were admitted, but it was
Mm,
considered when you once you started and you had the experience and managed to participate in development and so on.
mm.
But admission is unfortunately not looking at portfolio or CVs.
Thank you. Is GPA an important factor in the admission evaluation?
What's DPA?
It's called sorry, you know that it's like general
It's
percentage
a grade
average.
point
It's like,
average.
yeah, exactly.
Like the
It's
So
grade?
if,
the grade point
yeah,
average.
so if
No,
you
I
have
don't. I
like
don't
8 or
think
9.
grades are considered. This is not really my specialization. But I
Mm,
think if you considered to be eligible,
mm,
then the ranking is not made. It's random selection, I
that's
think.
true. Yeah, it is true. It's like that. So, uh, yeah, absolutely true. So it's more random. So GPA is not such an important factor, unfortunately, for the moment.
So that's why I say apply to both. That
Mm,
increases your chances. Then you will be in the lottery for both. It's sad, but it's the root factor is that it's impossible to compare grades between countries.
mm,
So, like in one country, the grades are like this, and in another like that, and that will also be unfair. So, lottery is unfair, but at least it's clear.
mm, that's true. Thank you. And does the University of Skövde offer any PhD programs related to game development or game research?
That's another complicated topic. In Sweden, PhD positions are like jobs. So you get a full salary, you get all the benefits of being employed. So that's super good. The bad thing is it's super hard to get PhD positions. We struggle to get funding to provide PhD positions, but we have a PhD education. But we need the money to open up for more positions.
Thank you. I graduated with a bachelor degree in English, but I have 4 years of experience working as a game designer. Is it possible for me to apply for the programs?
I think that if it's pure humanities, English, no digital creation, it's likely that it will not be considered part of media studies, I think.
Mm.
But you can always try. I think this happens before I ever see any applicants that they filter out in some way.
Ex Yeah, exactly. So the way the whole admission process is conducted is that everyone apply through university admission. We will go through that a bit later on, and then they will check out your country-specific requirements because there are requirements related to your country of origin where you have been studying. Then it will go to our admission here at the university. And then I think it's the program coordinators together with the admission office that will look into your prerequisites. So a two-step way.
Mm.
But yes, but I mean, we can double check on the website what it says. So let's see really fast. We will just go through that. And let's see here.
Do you need the entry requirements?
Exactly, the entry requirements.
I think I have them here somewhere.
I think it's informatics and media studies or
Informatics,
similar.
media studies. Yeah,
Mm.
exactly. The fields of informatics, computer science, or digital media studies are similar. So,
Mm.
Mm.
So I would love to have a situation where you could have degree in English without any digital production at all, and then you can complement with experience. But
Mm.
I have not that admission possibility. But we
Mm.
try. I think it's very hard to draw boundaries for game development. There are so many different professionals involved in it in different ways, and motivation is the key to be successful more than anything else.
Another question, what career paths do I get after taking this degree, and what can I do to make the most of it?
I think you can make the most of it because it's very open to your own interest and choices. And the third semester, as I said, open up for complementing with things you feel like this will make my CV better and my competences better. Um, Game development jobs, the career in game industry is an extremely hard one. So a degree will not get you anywhere. It's the time you get to spend 2 years developing skills, expertise, perspectives on things, etc. That will hopefully uh, put you in a better position. And as I said, in Skövde, you get to meet people and network with people, uh, and that is also career path. Uh, but I think it's at least in Sweden, a degree is not the requested thing for get a job in the games industry.
Yes, and I mean, like, we will get back to you about that later on, but we have also the business incubator at the Skövde Science Park, and that helps students who are graduated from the university, mostly within the IT field. I don't know if it's so much
There
games, and
is a
but
lot of
just
games. The game incubator is a great chance.
mm,
We should be very clear that if you are from a non-EU country,
mm,
it can be a very hard path to take. I don't
mm.
know exactly, but I think Dawn knows more about the visa immigration rules that applies now. But you need to be employed and get a high salary quickly to be allowed to stay in Sweden, I think.
You can stay for 1 year
1 year.
afterwards, yeah, and for finding a job. So then you have to have like the minimum what's called resources that you have when you're a student. So you can stay for 1 more year to find a job, and then afterward, as you said, Henrik, very quickly, it is like a very high number of money you need to earn as well in fixed employment and stuff like that if you want to have like a work visa. But 1 year afterward is still possible. So then you have 1 year to make sure that you get the right contacts or stuff like that. And yeah.
Mm.
So do you want to add anything about that, Dawn?
Yeah, everything you said was most of it was.
Do the master program qualify a person for PhD in computer science outside of game development?
Yes, it should. Computer science is a, I mean, it could be so many different things. If you want to go into very deep specialized computer science, I think this may not be the best choice. Uh, if you want to like just dig deep and narrow, then there are master programs that are narrow, where you can continue to go into the narrow computer science. If you
Mm.
want to go into more broad computer science, including um, other perspectives on things than pure technical, then I think this is a good place to be. And there are many uh, adjacent areas where game thinking can be really useful, where you can like bring in new perspectives to environments where you can do a PhD with this understanding of experience focused computing.
Will there be any internship opportunity supported from the department?
We support it as much as we can, but we cannot arrange internships. So yeah, it's a challenge to get into a game studio to do an internship, unfortunately. But we're working on it, and we try to establish new networks and so on. But it's in the past it has been really hard to get into it. I don't know, Dawn. Maybe you didn't want to go into game studio, but many of your classmates tried hard
Yes.
and it was challenging.
Mhm.
Anything else?
Yes, let's see. There's a question about scholarship, but we will get back to you about that, and then we will answer that during this section about scholarship. We got one more. How does the incubator function? Is it integrated in the program?
We have a close collaboration. I mentioned the game projects. So we work together with both the game incubator in Skövde and the Drivhuset, which is a student entrepreneurship organization supporting students who want to start their own business. So we have collaboration with them. So they coach people on pitching and business planning and such things. And they do a pitch to the science park incubator, and then you can apply to start a company after the education, but it's not part of the education as such. If you're into business things, that we also have a 1-year master program in business. I don't remember the English name now.
The English name
Business
is
development and
And marketing.
exactly, yes,
yeah.
business development and marketing, and then you have two different
Yeah.
tracks, and
And
one
they have a
is I
game
think game
track.
development. Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Perfect. Do you have any more questions? Because you can write them in the chat now. Yeah. Because I think we have covered all of them as far as I can see. Oh, here we got one. Perfect. I've been working in game design and UI UX design for 4.5 years in a company in Bangladesh. I made a kids game that is on App Store and worked on several apps on both Play Store and App Store. I did all the UI UX parts of them. I have a bachelor degree in computer engineering. I want to learn more about game development. How can I study game development at the University of Skövde? Help me in my career? Also, is there an opportunity for scholarship and other than the SI scholarship? We will get back to the scholarship, but I'm going to let Henrik answer the other one.
I think if you have a bachelor in computer engineering and you've done release game, you have really good base to stand on. And I think the master's program, as I said, get you in connection with other people, broaden the picture of development, I think, to get more perspectives on what is important and not. The player experience aspects are, I don't know, maybe not part of a computer engineering education. So things like that. But then if you come from a non-EU country, again, it's not an easy route to stay in Europe studying a master's program. It's quite tough. So the default expectation should be to bring back the perspectives and the insights and the network to Bangladesh, I would say, and take it from there.
Thank you. I don't see any more questions. We have answered them here. If you have any more questions, is it okay, Henrik, if you leave your email so they can send you an email?
Sure. Should I write it in the chat or something?
Yes, that would be perfect. So you can just write it there.
Everybody sees the chat?
Everyone sees the chat. Exactly. So
But I can't write in it.
you can write in the chat.
The Q&A, can I write in that?
Yeah, I think you should.
Maybe you can share my email.
Of course, I'll do that.
Yes, I can type it.
Perfect. Thank you,
Do
Sarah.
you want the slides or is it a recording that will?
We will record, but of course you can send us the slides and we will
Okay.
send out more information to the participants and the PowerPoints as well as
Yeah.
a link to this webinar. Let's hope everything works out. It's both me and Sarah who are recording, so hopefully one will be okay.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, you never know. So perfect. Well, thank you so much, Henrik. And you can, if you need to leave, that's absolutely okay. And if you want to stay, you can do that as well. It's up to you. And
I think I say goodbye, and
Mhm.
if something comes up, it's just to send me an email.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Henrik.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. And we will continue, and then you're going to have the possibility to talk with Dawn a bit later on. I mean, we will save her because she will make you cheer up a bit after we have gone through all the important stuff. She will bring the joy back. She will mention all the funny things you will experience here. So we're going to go through a bit, all continue going through all the scholarships and stuff like that. Important information. But then we will give you as a special treat at the end, Dawn, and she will give you tons of awesome information about being a student here. So, yes, then I'm going to continue sharing, and then we will continue with the PowerPoint. Let's see. Yes. So here we go. Now you see the correct screen.
Yes.
Perfect. You never know. It's
Okay.
always when you're switching between PowerPoints, you never know. So that was Henrik, and as you met here, and then you will also meet Per Backlund, as mentioned. They are the two program coordinators for these two programs. And yes, we had a bit of a Q&A. And Sarah, do you want to talk a bit about the international programs that we have?
Of course. So now we talked about the two game programs that Henrik talked about, but we also have a lot of other international programs that we just want to mention to you in case something sounds interesting. You might want to apply to that as well. So at our university, we actually have 24 international programs, and they're all in English, which is a lot, I think, and a lot for you guys to choose from. They are in fields such as behavioral sciences, bioscience, business and marketing, engineering and technology, game development, health sciences, and informatics. And at a bachelor's level, we have 4 full-time programs at a three-year duration. And the master's level, we have 20 full-time programs, and they're 1 to 2 years in duration each. So if we go to the next slide, we can see all of our bachelors. So we have a bachelor's in biomedicine, one in cybersecurity and network administration, one in molecular biodesign, and one in molecular bioinformatics. And then we have our 1-year masters. And the little star, do you say asterisk, I think? That means that those courses only are available in the spring, just so you know that. But the 1-year masters are artificial intelligence for bioinformatics, biomedicine, business development and marketing, cognitive neuroscience, mind and brain, data science, game aesthetics and narration, infection biology, molecular biotechnology, and molecular ecology. And we also have plenty of 2-year masters for you guys to choose from. And those are biomarkers in molecular medicine, computational methods in engineering, data science, game development, player experience, game development, serious games, infection biology, intelligent automation, molecular biotechnology, molecular ecology, privacy information and cybersecurity, and systems biology with a specialization in bioinformatics. So that's a lot for you guys to go through on our website. And if you click or scan the QR code right here, you will get to the program web pages where you can read more about these programs. And if you have questions about specifics with each program, you can download the syllabus there. You can find all of the requirements to apply and videos. You can find a lot of useful information. So I definitely recommend you guys to check out the website for all of the programs that we have listed. I think that's a really good resource. Yeah. And we talked about game development today, didn't we, Karin?
Exactly. So here are the master programs that we have. It is the games aesthetic and narration. Henrik mentioned that as well, 60 credits. And then we have the one we have been. So if you want to check out more about games aesthetics and narration, you can join us tomorrow, because then at the same time we will have a webinar about that. And then you will meet the program coordinator for that program. So, and but the
I
ones
will
that we have
actually,
been.
Karin, put the link to that webinar in the chat if they want to sign up for that as well. So I'll put it there so they can find it there.
Perfect. And you will meet Dawn again
Yes.
tomorrow.
It's worth coming just for that, guys. So
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, but we were talking about the as well game development. We have 2 years programs there. It is equal to 120 credits. The game development, player experience, game development, serious games, as Henrik was talking about. And we have mentioned that, but we're going to repeat this just so you all get yeah, because it's so amazing to be one of the world's largest game education hubs. We are that. We're very proud to be that. Birthplace of major studios like Coffee Stain, Stunlock, and Iron Gate, Valheim. You saw that on Henrik's presentation as well. And it's supported by the Sweden Game Arena as well as the Science Park Skövde for startups. So we were talking a bit about that within the IT field and game field. But we will get back to that soon as well. And yes, Sarah, please talk about the integration with the business community.
of course. So not only within games are we integrated with industry, we're also integrated in many different industries with many different partners. We collaborate with world-leading companies, which is so cool. We are quite a small university, but we still have a lot of major partners that we collaborate with for our programs. So in automotive, for instance, we work with Volvo and Scania, which you may have heard of before, I'm sure. In technology and electronics, we work with ABB. Huawei is what I say. I'm pretty sure that's incorrect, but Huawei, Microsoft. In manufacturing and in engineering, we are collaborating with both Sandvik and IKEA. In healthcare and life sciences, we work with AstraZeneca. And with food and agriculture, we are working closely together with the Swedish brand Arla. These partnerships all reflect the trust and quality and a shared vision for the future with our university and these brands. And the students benefit from this because through these industry connections and real world experiences, they can really improve their careers and get a lot of opportunities to work with world leading companies. So yeah, that's really great. That's a really great thing that we have here in Skövde, actually.
And yes, we were talking a bit about Skövde Science Park before when I was sharing the map. And the university work together with the Science Park Skövde, collaborates. That is located as a part of the campus. It is this is Center of Research and Enterprise, and it was actually established in 1999, and the whole aim, as you probably have understood by now, is to create this interaction by the surrounding business community and the academia university. We want to create this like natural meeting point where you will quite easily be able to just, go for one part of the building to the other one to just have a chit chat about something, because we think that is a really good idea to have this really closeness with the surrounding surrounding business community. The other aim for the Skövde Science Park, as mentioned, is to help students who graduate from the university with the IT field, game field. As mentioned, game belongs to the School of Informatics, but to start their own companies, as mentioned, done in a business incubator. For the moment, the Skövde Science Park have about 10 business development to support students throughout the process. So that's the reason why we had so many successful game companies starting up here as well. And we are constantly expanding the science park. I mean, they're building blocks where you will be able to live, and there will be new facilities for other companies. So it keeps on growing. So it's really fun to be here, even though we are a medium-sized city, about almost 60,000 people living here. It is a city that, things happen. There's things going on all the time. And one of these things are actually the Science Park.
And by now, you've heard us talk about Sweden Game Arena, but we want to brag about it some more because it's so cool, right, Colin?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So it not only brings education, research, business, and community together, but it also, in Sweden Game Arena, we organize Sweden's largest leading game conference within games every single year. And something you may not know is that there's actually 200 game developers in Sweden Game Arena and over 500 gaming students. So it's a big place, maybe a small area, but it's a big place with a lot of developers and a lot of people come together. And I actually talked to a student the other day. I can't remember. He was an exchange student, and I can't remember where he was from, but he was studying games. And I asked him, what's your favorite thing that you've experienced so far here with your program? And he's like, there's this game that I play all the time, and I got to meet the developer here in Skövde, and he was so excited about it. And it was so fun to hear that story. I was like, yeah, that's so cool because they're really all here. Like a lot of people are here and people don't even know about it. And he came all the way from Asia and he had no idea. So it was really cool to see him like light up and share that experience with me. So yeah, just a little glimpse of what it's like to be a student here for you guys.
Yes, and we keep on bragging about all these amazing things, but there's also another more amazing thing called ASSAR Industrial Innovation Arena. And it is really a great example of this collaboration between the academy and industry as well. It offers like this manufacturing and technology companies a world-class innovation in environment to provide new solutions for the future. It's a meeting place, absolutely amazing meeting place. It's like a showroom where different stakeholders of the manufacturing industry or technology companies can find relevant contacts. So it is a place where, students can go and design their different projects and work with them as well there. And it is so cool because actually in initiators, the one who created ASSAR was Gothia Innovation AB, University of Skövde, IDCS, West Sweden, as well as Volvo Car Corporation and Volvo Group. It's located basically wall to wall to Volvo. It is just across the yard, basically across the street there. It's almost like a part of Volvo, or perhaps it even is. But the financiers is, for example, the municipality of Skövde. The municipality of Skövde is highly involved in the university in so many dimensions. We will come back to that later on because they always want to be a part of our international introduction. We'll give you a glimpse about that as well. But also the region here called Västra Götaland and Skaraborg, that is a part of Västra Götaland, as well as the European Regional Development Fund. So it is very there's so many connection with the surrounding business community in a lot of dimensions, the municipality, the Skaraborg region, as well as Västra Götaland. But it's an awesome place to be. They have so much fun toys. Or yeah, at least I think so, but it's like
Yeah.
VR glasses and stuff like that. You can be there the whole day. I mean, it is fun. And I have never studied anything with engineering or IT, but still I love it. It is cool, super cool.
I agree. It's super fun.
Mm. And we also have a lot of research environments that are connected to the different schools. And just to mention some of them are digital health research, organizing for sustainable development, virtual engineering, and a lot more. So please check them out because use the QR code and then you can choose which one you find is the most interesting. Because, for example, within informatics, they have media technology and culture, information system, interactive lab. There's a lot of things going on there. Have the artificial intelligence lab. Read them. It will give you a glimpse about the research you will get in touch with when you're studying here. Especially check out the one that is connected to the School of Informatics that you will be a part of. And we have some extra treats here as well. So if you come here and study for 2 years, there are some free Swedish courses. One of them is the Swedish Society and Swedish Culture. That is 3 credits. It will start during the introduction program, during the international introduction. And it is an introduction to Swedish culture and society. And you will learn some useful words and phrases in Swedish. And the good thing is that we'll give you this really amazing opportunity because it is a really great way to feel at home here and also boost your career. Because the Swedish courses will help you to settle in. You will get some of the basic culture codes. That could be sometimes, when you come to a country in Sweden, everyone is like, be on time, queue up in a line, all those kind of things. You will get that, so you will get the social codes. But it's important, it's opportunity. If you know the local codes, culture codes, it's easier to make local friends. It's also easier to get more job opportunities after you graduate. And I mean, most companies, it is possible in Sweden to get a job, a qualified job, not unqualified. That's a bit more problematic if you don't know Swedish. And if you know a bit of Swedish and know the culture, understand the context, it is like a really great investment for your future. So to say, if you want to be in Sweden or getting the culture, it will be easier to work in a Swedish-based company in the future, even if you go back to your home country, because you will have some basic Swedish and understand the way of thinking here in Sweden. It's free of tuition fee if you take it the first semester of studies. Then we have another one that is Swedish for foreign students. That is like you will get a bit more how to talk and listen and write and read and stuff like that. It's basic communication in Swedish and pronunciation and stuff like that. And it's also free of tuition fee if you take it during the second semester of your studies. So it's also a good opportunity to develop your Swedish, basically. And student life, please tell us a bit more about that.
Yes, awesome. So are you guys still here? Are you falling asleep? I hope you're still with us. We've been here for over an hour already, but we're having so much fun, aren't we? So let me tell you about student life here in Sweden. So the learning environment and the teaching style here in Sweden, a lot of international students actually find that quite a bit different from what they're used to. This is for a lot of reasons, but mostly it's because of the fact that we're focused on students' independent thinking. And a large part of your learning process actually takes place outside of the classroom. So you may only have a couple of hours of class each week, but you are still a full-time student and expected to do full-time studies, meaning that you are expected to do independent study outside of your school hours or class hours. We are also a country that is quite flat and non-hierarchical, and that usually means that we are on first name basis with each other here. We don't call each other Mr. or Mrs. You're not going to call your professor that. Me and Karin, we call each other Karin and Sarah every day. Like that's how we do it here, and that's how you will do too when you come here. It might feel weird at first, but you'll get used to it, I promise. Another really great thing about Sweden is that we have a very student-centered education, especially here at the University of Skövde. Like I said before, we have 2/3 academic staff here at our university, and that means there's a lot of support from teachers that are here to help you guys. And they often focus on enabling students to develop their critical and analytical thinking skills, independent research skills, group work, problem solving, leadership skills, and everything that can prepare them for their future careers, of course. Another thing that we're also so proud of is that we are a very international school. Like I said in the beginning, we have over 60 nationalities here, and that's a lot of different people, different cultures, and that brings such a nice mix to all of our classrooms. And we just find that our students really enjoy this cultural perspective, and they also start building their international networks while they're still students, and that's just an awesome opportunity as well. Yeah, we also have
Yeah.
student support, Karin.
Yes, exactly. And it means that like we're here to help you before and during as well as after your studies. And then we have our amazing colleagues who are studying career counselors. They will help you with that as well. And you know, when you have questions about your future career or you know, or experience problems perhaps with you taking your credits or anything, they will help you. They're great support. They will also give you really good tips on how to organize your studies when you come here during the International Introduction Week as well. So they take great care of you as well. But if you have dyslexia, ADHD, or any other form of disability, or like autism or anything, this should never ever prevent you from studying at the University of Skövde. We provide various kinds of targeted study support and adoptions in order to make your studies easier. And that is something our colleague, you can see her here, Virpi, she's going to help you with that. So that's not a problem. We do believe that everyone should have like a really good chance to study here and make the best of their time here. And yes, over
Yeah,
to
we also
one of
have our university library. And in our university library, we don't only have really modern facilities such as group rooms that you can use and free access to all of the books and articles, both in physical and digital form. We also have our study support center, and that is different from the student support center because the study support center helps you with your specific questions about your studies. So that could be, for instance, the academic writing process, how to get into that. That's a specific type of thinking about writing that you may not have done for a while. They can also help you with study strategies. You have a lot of books to read, you know, it could get hard. So they're there to help you with that as well. Also referencing and citation. They know all of the common mistakes that students usually make, and they can help you fix all of those problems. Just be aware that they're not there to assist you with proofreading, advice on subject content, or translation that you will have to figure out on your own.
Can I add
Yeah,
something here
of
Yes.
course.
about
Yes.
the university library? I have to say that not only that they have like bountiful resources, but also you can apply if you want to lend a book that is not in the library, you can basically apply on a website called Libris, so that it's like allies, can you say so, of all sorts of academic libraries in Sweden, so that you can order them, so have to have them delivered to the school library, and you just go and fetch it like in 2 or 3 days. Usually it's super quick, so I always do that. Like I order books from Gothenburg and everywhere, and it's super convenient.
Thank
That's
you, Dom.
absolutely
That's
true.
perfect. Yeah.
That is, yeah, sometimes it's like me and Sarah, we have been growing up in Sweden. So, you know, we're used to having the public libraries and, you know, used to have these kind of things. So we kind of spoils. It's really nice when Dawn it tells us about this. This is something we just take for granted, but it is
Yeah.
like so amazing that it's actually true that you can, if you don't find the book there, you can order it from somewhere else.
And sometimes the library will just buy it for you.
Mm. That is so cool as well. That
Yeah.
is so generous.
Yeah.
That is like, yeah,
Yeah,
that is,
that happened before, and it wasn't even a course literature, it was just a novel.
Oh,
oh,
And
wow.
then they just bought it somehow.
the thing is that our librarians, they're very involved, they're very committed and very passionate about the library, so they will get you so much help. Like, so as Don mentioned, they will, if there's a book and they'll be like, this is a great book, they will order it. That's really, this is like every time we ask our students to make a film about the university, there's so many times they're going to make a film showing off the university library. The facilities are so great to be in. It's like one of my favorite place to just go and show colleagues and other students. It is amazing. It's something you have to
Yeah.
see. No matter if you study here or not, you will have to come and see the library.
Yeah, this picture doesn't really do it justice.
No, it doesn't. That's true. And then the student life, extracurricular. Education is always better with friends. And what you see here on the picture is actually the student union's house. They also have the most beautiful house. It's like their main house is from the 19th century. It is beautiful, absolutely. And they have a lot of different social gatherings there, activities, for example, pub. But they also want to highlight that they are a student union that represent the students. The student union is run by students for students and work with issues that affect students at the university. And the student union is a non-profit organization that is run democratically by its member. You can always be a part of it. And all who study here have the opportunity to become members. So, for example, our student union have representatives in all committees, everything. So, for example, if Sarah and I am going to go to the vice chancellor's meeting and get a bilateral agreement signed, there will be the student union, and there will be the president and the vice president of the student union sitting there and to participate in all these kind of decisions. Then we also have something called ESM, and that is the Erasmus Student Network that also helps students. It is open for international students. They do a lot of funny things, like they will do the sea battles, whether we'll go to Estonia and other things. So different excursions together and gaming night and stuff like that. So also an opportunity for you to catch when you are here. And yes, these are some quotations from our students. The first one you will see Teresa. She is also one of our student ambassadors. We will get back to you with the QR code later on, where you will be able to get in touch with her or any other of our student ambassadors. And she says that the best thing about the university is its strong emphasis on practical learning and innovation. We have another one, Elliot from France, and he feels that his best experience has been working on hands-on project with peers from different backgrounds. Boshra, she says that Skövde struck me as a perfect place to kickstart my career as a researcher. That is a lovely one as well. And Faith Grace from the UK, she says that the international education has expanded my experience and perspectives. So this is what our students says. So, and of course, we will get back to that. You will also hear what Dawn says later on. And Sarah, do you want to talk a bit about our international introduction, the best part of the year here
Of course,
for us
yeah,
as well?
this is definitely the best part of the year. Our campus fills up with new students. There's so much excitement, and everybody's just genuinely so happy and excited for the new school year to start. And this is what we call the International Introduction. And it's a week where you are all welcomed here to our university and to our city. During the international introduction, there will be a program where you will learn all about the academic procedures here at the University of Skövde. You will get to see our facilities, learn about all of the services here. You will also get a campus tour, and there will be a social program for you as well. This is a great time to meet new friends, of course, but also to figure out maybe some practical things or issues that have arisen, or yeah, just to enjoy yourself before the semester really starts and get a feel for what our school really is. So I definitely cannot recommend this enough because it's such a fun week for all of you guys. And there are regular updates about this on the introduction program page, which you can find in the QR code here as well. But I am not entirely sure it's updated for the autumn just yet. So
No,
you'll just have to hang on a bit before you learn about that, because there are definitely surprises coming there.
absolutely. And yes, and I think we mentioned that a bit earlier as well, that there are exchange possibilities. It means that you can study abroad or have a trainee abroad. And we have this website called Go Global. So if you use the QR code, then you can start dreaming about your perfect university to go to. It's where we have all of our partner universities. So it is an absolute an amazing opportunity for you to also go abroad for one semester, get to know another culture, another university, get to know other people from other countries as well. I mean, you will do that here as well at the university, but you will increase your international network, which is great. Great since gaming is like a really international arena in so many ways. But check them out as well. And we also have something called Ingenium. Ingenium is a really very interesting thing. It is, here in Europe, we have, I think it's about 40 or 50 different European alliances of universities. And we're proud to say that even we are a small university, we are one of those alliances. It's really cool to be that. It means that we have 10 university locations, universities that are part of this alliance. Our Deputy Vice Chancellor for Internationalization, Mikael Eidebäck, is also the one who's coordinating this here. You will meet him during the introduction as well. And we have areas within education, research, and entrepreneurship as a bit of our focus. It is like if you see it as a super campus, we have about 170,000 students, more than 12,000 employees, and 10 work packages that covers sustainability, pedagogies, and research that work together. So we will be a bit similar so if you have an exchange semester in Taiwan or in Finland or in Ireland, MTU, you will be able to recognize things that will share the same values and working with that. We also have short mobilities called blended intensive programs that are about 3 points sometimes that you can apply for within these, and then you will be able to travel to a partner university and meet peers from other universities as well. And how much does everything cost? You will go through that.
I will just go through the tuition fees for the academic year 26-27 right here. So we have for the programs in bioscience, cognitive neuroscience, informatics, engineering, and game development. These are the tuition fees. So the 1-year masters are going to be 155 Swedish crowns. 2-year masters are going to be 310 Swedish crowns, and 3-year bachelor programs are going to be 465 Swedish crowns. And for non-EU EEA citizens, these are paid in installments. So you will pay 77,500 Swedish crowns, around 7,000 euros, before every semester. So that's how the payment plan goes for that. For business and marketing, that's a 1-year master's program, and that one is going to be 110 Swedish crowns, and that's going to be paid in installments of 55 Swedish crowns, or around 5,000 euros per semester, and you pay that before every semester starts.
And I just want to highlight, Henrik was talking about that this program has 2 tracks. One of them is within game as well. So so if you're into gaming, you can also check this one out as well.
I can actually put the webinar for that in the chat as well while
Yeah,
we talk
please do
about
so.
the living costs.
Yes, the living costs. How much does it cost to live in Sweden? Well, the living costs are well, it depends on the different subjects. So food is a bit expensive in Sweden, I'm sorry to say, but it's about 3,000 Swedish crowns. Accommodation is about 4,000 Swedish crowns. Local travel is about 650 Swedish crowns. But you know, here in Skövde, you can basically go anywhere. So you might not need to use that in the same way as if you were living in Stockholm or anything like that. Phone internet is about 300 Swedish crowns. And then you have all the other things, you know, your clothes, your books, your, you know, all the things you need outside that. That's about 2,634 Swedish crowns. In total, 10,584 Swedish crown, about 970 euros. And where do I live?
And exactly, where do we live? We have university student housing available. These are 4 accommodation areas, and they have furnished rooms there. And this is something that you rent through our university, our own housing department. One thing to know is that no families or pets are able to live in these apartments. The rent is going to run you about 365 to 460 euros per month, depending on what type of area you are in. And you should apply for these as soon as you receive your admission, because there is, of course, a queue for these. So make sure that you apply as soon as you can. And if you have questions, you can always contact our student housing at his.se. And there's a QR code for that here as well. If you are coming with your family or pets, though, or you just want to rent something that's not furnished, we can recommend our largest landlord here in Skövde, called Skövdebostäder. Through them, you can rent rooms or, apartments. They're not furnished. They have both regular apartments and student apartments. So they have 2 different queues for those that you can get in. And you can get in these queues as soon as you receive your admission as well. And families and pets are allowed in these. So that's good to know.
Or before they receive the admission, is that still possible? Because I did that.
Hmm?
I got in the queue even before I received my admission,
Oh, yeah.
just in case, so that you will have
Just in
more
case.
points when you apply. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's a good idea as well, because
Mhm.
like you get a point for every day. So it is, you know, if you're queuing up, you can just, you know, keep on queuing up.
So my suggestion for everyone is to register an account right now. No, not right now, like right after this webinar, and it'll, yeah.
It is a good idea because you can just sit here, and if you, I mean, like it's not something that, for example, if you register, you can just stand in the queue forever. So even if you don't come next year, you can come in about 3 years, or you just stand there and get points. So it is a good idea.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dawn. That is really a good idea. And I will continue talking a bit about scholarships, opportunities. We had, I saw in the chat as well, a couple in the Q&A, a couple of questions about the scholarship. So I'm going to go through them as well. So we have the University of Skövde Master Scholarship that covers 50% of the tuition fee. It is available for non-EE European or EEA master students who have chosen the University of Skövde as their first option. The application is open. You can do an application. And the deadline is on the 10th of February 2026. So I really recommend you to do that. I mean, for example, you need to record a 2-minute video explaining why you want to take the master's program here at the University of Skövde, and how you're going to use the knowledge acquired during the program. So it's like a really motivation, you know, it could be good mentioning like, you know, what type of research you're interested, why this would be really fulfilling for you and so on. So it is like really motivate why you think this is the best education for you. the program for you and why it will give you a lot of pros in the future, so to say. So it is like a really important to have a strong motivation. And please read carefully all the details about it, because it's not only a video, you have to write a short motivation as well. But there will be tons of detailed application, sorry, tons of detailed information about the scholarship application form and so on the website. We also have scholarship for global professionals that covers the full tuition plus living costs. It is available for master applicants from 32 different countries. You can apply via the Swedish Institute from the 9th of February to the 25th of February 2025. You know, in
2026.
Oh, sorry, 2026, 2026. Thank you. Thank you.
No problem.
No worry. Thank you. And the thing is that the countries change from year to year, so sometimes it is a bit tricky to say which country it is, but please check them out as well. And it is a really great scholarship. But they're also changing a bit of the rules, which programs you can apply for, so you really need to check that as well. Our colleague who is responsible for that has been doing updates the last couple of days, so that's why we can't give you more specific information, because it is something that we will know a bit more about in the future. So it is, for example, you can come back to our digital open house. Sarah, you can perhaps put the link to the digital open house, because
Yeah,
by
do you mean on
then
the 30th?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because we will have more information about that at the time, because they're doing, they're changing things, and we will know more then compared to now. But if you have the possibility, it belongs to one of the countries that can apply for the scholarship, I really recommend you to do that as well. We have also something called Pioneering Women in STEAM. It is also a really great opportunity. It's only for women though, but it covers full tuition plus living costs, and it's available for female master students from 10 countries. And the countries for the moment is Bangladesh, Indonesia, Kenya, Malaysia, Nigeria, the Philippines, Rwanda, South Africa, Thailand, and Vietnam. But please check out the websites, because it might come more updated information, because the application is via the University of Skövde, and it's open from the 9th of February to the 25th of February 2026. So please check that out and in the website for more information, and it will be updated. And now we have the student success story with Dawn that we all have been waiting for. Please, Dawn, do you want to share a
Why you
PowerPoint?
put it as a success story?
Because it is.
Yeah, it is. So do you want to share your PowerPoint or anything, or you
Yes,
just want to talk? Yes,
I
then.
am trying to select the right screen.
Oh, no worries. But yeah, so Dawn is also one of our student ambassador, and she has been working with us for, I think I don't know if it's 2 or 3
Likely
years
more
soon.
than 2 years.
Yeah. So she will give you all the information, because she knows she has been to a lot of webinars with us. So, she will be able to give you all the information you
You
need.
should do more expectation management. Oh, okay. So yeah, I am Dawn and I'm from China, and I was enrolled in the 2-year game development master program. And I will start a little bit from like about me and why did I choose to study here, and then how is it to live in Skövde and how is it to study in University of Skövde. And since I just graduated in June in summer, and so maybe a little bit about what I'm doing now after graduation. So that's quite a lot of topics. Hope I can keep track of time. And yeah, like I mentioned before, before I came here to study game, I was I came from a background of art history, so it's quite cross-discipline. And I also have been working with exhibition curation, but mostly game exhibitions specifically. So those experience kind of gave me the lens that I use, because I've always seen games as art form, and I still working on the this crossover area between game and art. And the reason that I came here was quite a fun story to tell, because in 2019, three professors from the school visited my home university, like my bachelor university, which is China Central Academy of Fine Art, and they held a short-term game design workshop there. And that's how I heard of this university. And I was impressed by, first of all, the teaching style and the environment. They brought fika, of course, and 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 secondly is that how they talk about topics of, for example, game art and art games and serious games, and they how we can use games to talk about some, for example, social issues like politics, gender, and historical narratives. So I think that really matched my interest. So, but then came the pandemic, so I waited for 3 years. And, but yeah, but that's the story to tell. And well, life in Skövde, it is a very beautiful, cozy little town. Beautiful in every season, except that winter is a bit long. And um, but there are a lot of activities here, considering its size. So I think, like, on the left side of this slide, of the food festival will probably be the first event that welcomes you as a new student here, because it's usually at the end of August. And as a welcome present, usually, I don't know if they keep doing this, but in my year, we received free coupons as new students so that we can try like local foods there. And on the bottom left, this picture was moose meats that, like, the first time I have ever had this in my life. And they also have live music. It's completely free, and it was a very, I really like the vibe. And from September to November, which is now, like it's happening now, is the Film Festival. And so there will be a lot of like well-selected films and cultural center. And in October, as mentioned before, there will be Sweden Game Conference. And I think that's one of the largest game conference here in Sweden. And there will be panels and talks and expositions. And in parallel to that is Donna Day, which I would really recommend to. It's an event, but like facing specifically at females and trans and non-binary people. And it's similar that you have panels and talks and workshops and networking with game industry professional and fika and after party. So yeah, I love that. And some other student life that we had last year. Yeah, it was last year, 2024. Like ESN, the Erasmus Student Network, had organized this like Chinese New Year's Eve is like a cultural experience. So we gathered all international students in one of our student accommodation, like the living room, and we shared Chinese cuisines and to experience different culture. And what's more, AGS, that's one of my favorites. Like, it's a gaming organization based in Skövde, and it's right next to the campus. They have consoles, computers, TVs, and a lot of games to play, including board games. So I used to play Pathfinders every other weekend with friends here, and it was a cozy, nice place. Good old time until most of the friends just graduated and left. Well, and apart from that, Skövde is located in like between the two biggest lake in Sweden. So if you are a fan of any outdoor activity, it will be a nice place to just go hiking or just wandering around. And now it's autumn, it's like the most beautiful season here in Sweden. I saw that everyone used an autumn background for today's webinar, and I have never seen so many colors like in this. I don't know how to describe, but yeah, so that's daily life. And how is it to study in the University of Skövde? Well, the suggested study time is 40 hours per week. And here are screenshots from my, 23 and 24. Oh, it's like on the left side, it was like the first semester. And on the right side is like the third semester. So, I mean, so just by looking at it, they're quite different because it's typically you will have more like intense scheduled lectures and courses in the first year. But after that, it will become more flexible. So it's like most of the time you just organize group work or your individual study. And here I have some example of what I've done during these 2 years. Like in the first year, because I chose the serious game in my first year, so I worked with Plateau Badian's Geopark and Biosphere Reserve to develop an educational games targeting school students. And the game was shown in commerce in Skövde and tested by some student, like kids, I would say. And in my third semester, I combined the course with an internship in a serious game studio in Gothenburg. And like Henry said, like the school might not arrange internship for you, but there is this possibility for you to reach out yourself. And if you manage to do that, you can combine the internship with the field study course. So you write and report based on the internship. And during that one, we while working with the studio, we developed like working on an early prototype stage of an AR game for medical treatment. And in the I think that was the second semester. I don't remember clearly. Sorry, just check the schedule. But anyway, this was the third semester where I chose a course from the game user experience. So in the game user experience course, we collaborated with a local indie game studio, Spietosa, on one of their games, and to do a research, like a user research on onboarding. And this assignment was focused more on analysis. So it's not to develop a game, it's more like play testing and gather feedback. And we did some interviews, like, and did qualitative research. It's more like that. And for my thesis project, like I said, I was come from a background of art and exhibition, so I collaborated with Västergötland Museum in Skara to develop it's quite fun. It's a location-based audio game for visitors to play, and they can play while walking around the city and listen to the history. But it's a story. It's like mix the historical facts with fictional storytelling, and it's called Echoes of Skara. And after study, mainly like now I am focusing on applying for a PhD program across Sweden. So not only in Skövde, because like Henrik also mentioned, that it's really hard to have these positions opening. Well, and also learning Swedish and adult education. So they will provide, as long as you have personal number, they will provide free Swedish courses there. And I also got this short-term job that I help out with Lars, is from the game aesthetics and narration. We sort of conducted this sensorial world building workshop in the City Art Museum with two artists or artistic researcher from Stockholm's University of Arts. And also I've been continuing this idea of location-based and audio game. So I brought this idea into a lot of activities, like events. Like one of them it was quite new, like on 15th October, and in front of the art museum on the square. So there are a lot of things happening. There is this experimental music, and I also brought my game into it. We set up some frames. It's like an idea of bringing, like, through this frame, you can look at the real world and seeing them as art, and at the same time listen to the game content. And also another similar event on 18th at a nearby village, like Valholms Brohus is this super cool bridge house. It's a bridge, but it looks like a house. And I also collaborated with archaeology or so he knows about the local history, and we recorded something into the game and make it into a more challenging experience. Yeah, so that's a lot of fun thing to do. That's most of my presentation, and hopefully it reached the expectation that Sarah and Karin have.
That was
Oh,
great.
it really
Yeah.
did. Believe me, I've been sitting and making notes. I'm just like, I'm going to look at Echoes of Skara because I'm
Yeah, me
really,
too.
I'm so fond of art myself. So just sitting here, I goes like, I want to know everything. Oh, it's just amazing for me
Reach out to
personally.
me. I will I will show it to you.
Oh, I would love to because it's like I think that's one of the great things that we're showing this type of games. You have pedagogical games, you have games where you can do like interactive environments to museum. I mean, I'm a super museum nerd. I mean, like I go to any museum if everyone else think it's super boring, I find it exciting. But I do believe that it's so fun when you come to a museum, you have films, you have like this whole interactive games. They've started to do that. And it means everything becomes so more realistic. Like if you can enter like this old, you go somewhere to archaeological site and you just see the remains of a villa, Roman villa, and then you
Yes,
can
yes.
go into a film and see a film about how it looked like 2000 years ago. These are the things that are so cool. It
Yes.
is super awesome.
Yep. It's like
So
participatory museum.
yeah, it
Yeah.
is absolutely amazing. So you showed so many great examples. If you have any questions, please write them in the Q&A. Uh, and as mentioned, Dawn is one of our student ambassadors. And so you can always send her an email and she will get back to you. But I think you showed quite, I mean, I didn't even know that there was a gaming studio, gaming places where you could play with
Yes.
friends so close to the university. That is really
They
awesome.
have game
Yeah.
jams and competitions and everything.
Mm. But I'm just going to ask some questions out of curiosity. When you came here to Sweden, what was the most like, oh my gosh, do they do like that? Surprises? Uh, what were you like thought that this is a bit weird, just for fun?
Whoa, I didn't prepare for this.
Sorry, I just
Well, actually, I think it was fun to call all professors by their first name.
yeah,
I can
Well, just first thing
imagine.
comes to my
Yeah.
mind
Yeah.
randomly.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
Are
That
you
is
used to
true.
it now?
I'm super used to it.
You are,
I'm
Yeah.
yeah.
afraid I will call everyone by first name after this.
Well, it's true. If someone calls me like Miss Jonegård, and I'd be like, who are they talking
Yes.
to?
Yeah, and it's not only in the university. I think it was really the same like when I had this internship in Gothenburg
Mm,
and you just call your boss or
mm,
anything by
mm,
their
Yeah.
first name.
mm. So, if you would give like some tips to the students sitting here who are in your position, what would like coming to Sweden? What would it could be practical things like, you know, people who come from India, they always ask of where they could buy their spices, and we say in Gothenburg because we don't have them. But it's like good tips that you would say, like you wish you had known before coming.
Uh, okay. Again, I would recommend everyone to register an account on Hofdorfstader because I know that accommodation is not
Mm,
guaranteed. Like there is
mm,
still a risk that you wouldn't get one provided by the school. So I think this is a very practical one.
mm,
And also that after you get your personal number, the local traffic company, the
mm.
best traffic to go, will give you 2 week free traveling coupon. So
Ah,
Oh,
it's for
really?
ABC area, and for your information, it's a huge area from Hofde to all the way to Gothenburg and northern and southern part. So make use of that 2 week to travel around, free travel around to explore a bit about the landscape and cityscapes, and it's a good opportunity for you to really like get familiar with Sweden's society and just fun.
that
Yep.
is such a great thing because I mean, like all the students can come 2 weeks before the international introduction will start because then the insurance cover up to 2 weeks before the semester starts and 2 weeks after the semester finish. So I mean, if you come 2 weeks and you get that. Yeah, if you it depends on how fast you get the personal
Yeah,
number.
but
Then yeah,
usually it won't be that fast.
yeah,
But
that's
then it
true.
means that you will get it during autumn.
That's true, and that's perfect. You can use all the weekends, and then you can go to Gothenburg or Mariestad, where I live,
I
or
went to a lot of random places that a lot of Swedes haven't gone to.
yeah,
Just
that
yeah.
is true. It's very often when you come from a specific area, you don't know about all the like really great places to go
Which
because
cities are
yeah,
tourist cities? You just go to
yeah.
random places, but it was fun.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like I learn more from my students, the students coming here, than I actually know myself who have been growing up here. So that's absolutely true. Thank you. That's a couple of really great advices. Is there anything more you want to add, Dawn?
No, not for now.
Hmm? But you saw Dawn's email. Perhaps you can put it in the chat as well. So if
Yes,
you have any
I will.
questions, you can send an email to Dawn and she will get back to you as well. Thank you so much, Dawn. It was really amazing. I was just sitting and smiling. I was like, these are so cool things. And I'm just sitting, what choices have I done wrong in my life? I should have done this instead. It sounds so much fun. I'm just like, yeah, it's sometimes I just feel that I want to do the whole game development program. So yeah, but thank you so much,
Thank you.
and thank you for joining us. We will continue with the PowerPoint. So now we have gotten some lovely energy to continue. Uh, since you can see the student success story, yes. Then we're going to continue with how to apply. So the thing I just want to highlight, we're going to have a webinar later on this autumn called How to Do a Successful Application. And there's also an opportunity if you want to go deeper into this. Our colleague Andrea will be there as well. And you can get like much more detailed information, but we'll give you a short introduction. So I think we mentioned before when we were talking with Henrik that all applications are made via universityadmission.se. Super important. They are the one who's like organizing basically all universities because the majority of universities are public here in Sweden. It's very important that you also submit supporting documents. And if you're a non-European applicant, you need to pay 900 Swedish crowns as an application fee. If you don't do that, they're not going to look into your application. It is as simple as that. So very important to pay that. The first admission round is from the 16th of October 2025 until the 15th of January 2026. And remember in Sweden, you know, a deadline is a deadline. It's very sharp. And I would recommend you, if you're interested, start to apply right now. Look into what type of documents you need to check out. So October, the application period opens, the application deadline in January. You will get the notification of selections that will be published. And if you remember when we were talking about scholarships, the deadlines are here in February, so very important to keep those deadlines as well. In April, as mentioned, you will know the notification of selection results means that you will get an information if you're accepted or not. You also need to pay the tuition fee and residence permit application really fast after that. It's like, don't wait for the deadline for that date because otherwise, you know, the later you pay, the longer time it will take for you to apply for a residence permit, and you might not get it on time before the semester starts. So please just pay things on time. And then in August, the semester will start. Here are some important deadlines. As mentioned in Sweden, it's sharp deadlines. Remember that these are all, remember that also check out when the time when you need to have sent in everything. It's a Central European time. So please remember that so you don't think it's like 12 o'clock where you are and then it has already passed in Sweden. So please remember that as well. as mentioned, 6th of October, the 16th of October, application has opened. 15th of January, the application deadline. However, it's sending your application because you have until the 2nd of February to pay your application fee, as well as uploading supporting documents. So, if you need ILTs or things like that, you have until the 2nd of February to get those, upload them, or anything like that. So supporting document deadline, and yes, and also the deadline to document fee exemption status. So if you're applying an European citizen and you don't need to pay, you need to show that before the 2nd of February. Also, when you're applying, you will do a priority. So it's very important that you prioritize the right program. And after the deadline of 15th of January, don't change the priority, because then it will be considered being a late application. So please don't do anything like that. On the 15th of January, make sure that you have done your priorities. Priority 1 means the highest, the one you want to, that is the most important for you, that you wish for the most. Please do that. Don't change that after the 15th of January. Don't. Please don't. On the 26th of March, you will get the admission results for the masters published. And your university will also contact you if you must apply. It depends, different universities have different routines on that. And in August, September, the autumn semester will start. Required documents for the master programs is that you need to have a bachelor's degree certificate in the original language and an official English translation. So it is very important to emphasize that an official English translation done by a professional translator. Full grade transcript, all semesters in the original language, again, official English translation. You have to have a proof of your English skills. It needs to be what we call English 6 level. It's usually ILTs or a TOEFL. But in some countries, you don't need to have that. So that's why it's very important that you check out and see the country-specific requirements. We can perhaps show that really fast. I'm thinking, yes, and you need to have a passport copy, and you need to have a final bachelor's year statement of enrollment certificate. So I'm going to show you just, Sarah, can you see the website there?
Yep.
Perfect. So I'm just going to show you really fast this university admission that you check out. So you see here, university admission, apply to masters, dates and deadlines. So if you click on apply to masters, you will find all the instructions. This is something that we are not a part of. So if you have any questions, you need to send an email to them. Concerning how to log in, search for courses and programs. Here you will search the program, which one of our game development programs you want, rank your selection. You also have to document your citizenship if you belong to the European Union, provide application documents. But also remember, it is if you come from, I'm just going to say a random country. So what you can do here is that you will search down here, say India, come from India. And you have here the master's admission. Here you can see meeting the general requirement, then you will get information about that. And here, if you're meeting the English requirement. And then it will you can meet the English requirements with your upper secondary studies with the following, and it says here, otherwise it could be demonstrated through an English test or requirements. So this looks different. So most countries you need to have ILT or an English test. Some you don't have to. But we can, Sarah, can you put a link to university admission in the chat?
I put the country-specific instructions page in the chat already.
Perfect.
So
You have
for them
already
to
done
look
that.
at. Yes.
One step ahead. Perfect. Thank you so much. So this is something you can look into. And as mentioned, we will have this education, practical information. Join our, no, I couldn't find, but I'm going to do it like this. Webinar. So you can find, sorry, under education admission here and webinars. And then you will find our different program specific. So then we'll have how to do a successful application on the 22nd of November. It's a great opportunity for you to go through with our colleague, Andrea, and I think Sarah is going to be there as well, the more specific details. So we'll just give you a short briefing here. Yes. And so, and as mentioned, if you want to find a bachelor year statement of enrollment certificate. So this is how that look. You can find the QR code to that one as well. Migration requirements. And this is for people who do not live in a European or EAA country. And to be able to get a residence for study here, permanent residence for studies, you need to be admitted into full-time studies, 100%. Full-time studies in Sweden is equal to 40 hours a week. Studies must be campus-based. You need to be able to support yourself during the time that you are applying. And you have to pay the tuition fee before you send in the application for European EAA citizenship. It is very important. I just want to emphasize that really, really much. If you're coming with a family, you need to put them into this application, because if you do an application later on, it will be way much more problematic. It will be better, because then you need to have a proof that you can support for them. If you apply here as a family, it will not require so that you have to have as much money on that you have to provide for them in the same way. So please, please put spouse and kids into the application. Important. You will find more information here on the QR code as well. After you have graduated, we have been talking about that as well. You have the possibility to apply for residence permit, for look for a job, do internship, or open your own business in Sweden up to a year. You can also find more information about that here as well. And over to you, Sarah.
Yeah, so Colin already showed you on the webpage where you can find the webinars that we host, but I will post the link in the chat right now for that page as well, so you can get to it easily. So we do have, like the one today, program-specific webinars. So if there's another program that you've heard about today that you're interested in, we have a webinar for that now. So you can go there, you can sign up just like you did for this one and learn about that program, meet the coordinator, and all of that fun stuff. We also have a virtual open house that is coming up. There's information about that on that page as well. And yeah, we also have webinars for when you actually come here, when you have been admitted, pre-departure webinars. And yeah, we try to help you guys out as much as possible, basically, with webinars. And also you can, of course, contact us at any time as well. Another way to get some help or to get some information is to contact our student ambassadors. You can find them through this QR code that's right here. They are experienced students that have been studying with us, and if you have any questions, you can feel free to contact them about anything, and they will try to help you out as best as they can. We also have ambassadors that have been studying with us or are studying with us that are ambassadors for study in Sweden, and you can read more about their stories in these QR codes as well if you're interested in that. Yeah, furthermore, like I said, feel free to contact us at study@his.se. I can put that in the chat as well. If you have any questions, and our study team is pretty quick to answer you there. So anything you might be curious about, feel free to just reach out.
And we are looking forward to welcome you here to our university in August. so we can show you. I mean, August is just amazing. That is one of my favorite months of the years. It's just absolutely amazing. And you will come here, and there will be tons of amazing things going on here during the International Introduction Week as well. And also as well as the National Introduction Week, because the International is the week before, but you will have tons of fun for 2 weeks. So please feel free to come, and we will stop the recording here. But I will just say thank you guys for hanging on for 2 hours. And for you who are participating live, we will start with the Q&A. So thank you and hope to see you.
Thank you. Bye.